Welcome to Shriram's IAS. So you can see the reputed institution Shriram's is on Academy. So you can join with us, and even the foundation batches starts from 8th June. Apart from this, we also have various optional subjects as you can see below. So the respected links for the particular courses and the optional subjects are provided here. So you can click the link and find out more information related to that respective. Now, I see these are our results from the CSE 2022. We expect you also to be here with us. So join hands with us in our preparation, right? Fine. Today, what we are going to discuss, our topic is related to ethics. Here, I thought of introducing the digital world to you. Simply to say the ethical problems, the ethical issues which are circulating around the digital world. And the recently, India has proposed the DAA 2023 is yet to be formulated. We have drafted, that's it. So, this proposal, what impact it is going to cause on the ethical issues and how, what solution it is going to provide. That way, we are going to connect because you should know one thing that in ethics, whenever a question is asked, they will be asking either targeting on the ethical problems of that side. Either it can be environmental related problems, environmental ethics, international ethics. Okay, so the ethical problems which are arising at the international arena. Same way, the business related ethical problems. This way, they will be focusing. And on the other hand, they will be asking you to provide the measures, strategies. Even if you take a case study, that is the case. They will be giving a problem. You have to find out a solution and you have to provide long term measures. So that's how here I have put up some issues for you and the proposed DAA also. Although we are having a lot of rules and even the bodies which are governing this digital world, it is not so sufficient. So we have come out with this proposal. First, we will see what are those ethical issues which are involved inside the digital world. Okay, as you can see that there is a small mistake which has been committed. So here I have to say the issues or the problems which are associated with the digital world. Okay, so this is also one issue only. First, we will start with using user harm. Most of all, if you see the digital world, although it provide benefit at one side, it is causing a lot of user harms. As you can see, the increased number of internet users, and without knowledge, without proper awareness, they are started using the internet, and we are transforming to digital world. But what security we have given to the people who are using the digital world, that is lagging and that has to be addressed. So this is resulting in user harm in the form of, we can say, cyber trolling. That and all now it's happening. Cyber threatening, stalking, even bullying is happening. Okay, so even there is something called as dark web. You might have heard about this, where the this is totally a illegal side of the web, I can say, where the even they are trying to sell weapons, they are trying to sell drugs. Very recently, you would have also heard about the circulation of synthetic drugs, which is taking place through dark web only. So these are the darkest side, are the unethical sides of the digital platform, we can say. So causing user harm, even childs has been a victim because of this. Okay, so this way I can say, then even the lack of trust and online safety, that is also lagging here because you are providing the information, the users are providing their information, very sensitive data like the bank details, everything. And what happens here, that there is no proper norms, there is no proper disclosure norms to say, in order to provide, in order to collect those information and also store that information and give to the third party. So that something ethical issue is happening here, that the privacy is completely threatened. The information is revealed without the knowledge of the user himself, and even the user does not have proper rights. Okay, so they doesn't know what is their right in the internet world, what rights they do have. Even you enter a particular, normally you take an app application which you are downloading, and here it asks lot of approvals from you. I have access to your cameras, I have access to your this that, we give simply I agree. We doesn't even know what it is going to do to our system. So this type of ignorance is prevailing among the users. First of all, they are not aware about what is going to happen around them, and that brings in lack of trust. And also when there is a news related to the leakage of information, then only we come to know that okay, our data has been stolen away, it has been released. Even there is circulation of data in the dark web also, which we even do not know about it at all. Okay, so same way when we are using the access of cameras, okay, in our system, and we are trying to access the internet, has been misused by a lot of applications, and they are trying to take that, they do morphing, and they do cyber threatening, cyber bullying. These kind of activities are happening. Okay, so this way we are saying that the online safety is not assured to the users at all. This is one ethical problem we are facing, because this is creating a lot of chaos in the internet usage, among the internet usage users, as well as it's causing a lot of mental strains and traumas. Okay, and as you can see, the second important issue which is associated with this is the spread of fake news, or I can say the misinformation in the social, especially the social platforms, digital platforms. You can see unnecessarily a lot of issues which is trying to induce the feelings of racisms. Okay, in this way they are trying to spread some unwanted messages to the people, and this is also trying to create a imbalance in the society. Okay, because of accessible to the misinformation or fake news, people are trying to get fake information from the public, and they are trying to form their opinion accordingly, and this is simply creating a lot of problems. Okay, and hates, we can say hate, because hate speeches has been spread throughout the digital platforms, and this is causing a lot of problem among the stability, we can say the security. It's also threatening the security of the society. Thirdly, if I want to address, I can say the internet, which is unaccountable in nature. There is no accountability, there is no responsibility which is taken by the service providers. Okay, so because we even doesn't know what is happening inside, what is internet, who and all those who are the intermediaries. Even we have mentioned that irresponsible intermediaries who are providing these solutions to us in the form of search machines. Okay, same way we also have the social platforms, social digital platforms. Okay, we are using a lot of the intermediary platforms like that. Okay, to gain access to the videos and also give videos to the public. So this way we are trying to encounter the unaccountable intermediaries, and here they are not taking responsibility for the leakage of information from their side. So this is another ethical problem we are facing. And next, if I want to say misusing the information, that only I told the lack of trust, especially we are underlining this issue, that misusing personal information. Okay, this is threatening the safety of the people, the privacy of the children's. Even a few years before, you would have heard about, not long back, few years before, you would have heard about that. There was some online games which are spreading there, and this created a kind of opinion in the people that they can, try this game, and when they enter into that mode, what happens? They try to commit suicide. Okay, so this and all is trying to threaten the privacy. It is accessing the cameras. Unnecessarily pop-ups are coming. No, in the when the child is accessing the internet, unnecessary the pop-ups, some unwanted messages, and which the children should not watch is popping up the site, and then they get access to this information. And this is another major problem. Apart from that, the unnecessary ads and unwanted ads, which is deviating a person from his work to unwanted pages. Okay, this way we are seeing a lot of misuse of personal information is also happening. And when you are accessing the internet, without the knowledge of the user itself, they are trying to access the bank accounts because everything is connected with your in the internet, right? So when you open your when you open your lap or your phone everywhere where you're accessing your sensitive informations, they are getting access to this. Okay. Apart from that, we are also encountering phishing and all these things are going on. Like lack of open internet. This is another issue which we have to address. Open internet. That means the internet providers, the service providers, just want to give to us what they require to give, what they feel that they should give. That only they are providing to us. They are not providing everything to the users. They just restrict the information which has to be given to the users. Those they think that it has to be given to the users, that only they are trying to post it, and we are only getting access to that. Either it can be real, either it can be a fake one, that doesn't matter, but it is only to the choice of the service providers. So here there is lack of choices. We once struggled here. We once struggled only for this. When the governance is going on the countries, we thought that the governance is not a good governance because there is no openness, there is no transparency, there is no choices provided to the people. So now we are transforming ourselves into the digital world, to say we are from the normal world, from the world of people, we are transforming to the world of internet. And here again we are facing the same problems only. Whatever we faced in the world of people, where we communicated with the man-to-man communication, and in providing or availing the services, and we felt the same kind of disturbances. Same we are feeling here again in the digital platform also. Either it can be a digital agriculture or it can be a digital governance. Anywhere there is a lot of interferences, like there is no choices. As we have seen all these things, there is no choices, there is no openness, there is no accountability, there is no transparency. Okay, so this way we are feeling that it has to be addressed. Okay, so what are those things which we are having to address all these things? Before going into that, we can see the each and every issues which I have discussed here, like the user harms, which I told that when a user is getting access to the internet, he is trying to use the internet, he is encountering a lot of problems, starting from cyber trolling, cyber stalking, cyber bullying, cyber flashing. These types of problems we are facing now. So that way only you can see some examples which has been given here. This was around like February 2023 only this news has come. Gaslighting, love bombing, narcissism, these types of news only is flashing in the Microsoft Bing. So they asked whether it is unhinged or not. Like Microsoft Bing is unhinged. Why is such a unbalanced messages? It's always popping up inside these types of internet providers, right? Same way you can see that even they were trying to, in the Wall Street Journal, we found a news like children's getting access to harmful online content. Okay, so these types of newses are often coming in the newspapers, and we are seeing that these has to be addressed. So this only we told that the user harms, okay, which is associated with the user harm. Similarly, the examples of various ethical issues were given here. Even the misinterpretation or disinformation or fake news, spreading of fake news. You can see some information, some examples for that like this. Okay, see, even they have asked a question that is ChatGPT and an elegant robot or a misinformation machine, whether it's trying to provide only misinformations. That kind of questions were started coming from the people. Okay, so even they are trying to take a lot of steps to combat the disinformations from the social media giants. This way we are trying to bring in a lot of reforms. Okay, even this, as you can see, we said that the irresponsible intermediaries. So this is one kind of example for that. These are the newses which appeared in various newspapers. You can also get access to that. And even this, see the intermediaries, they had taken steps, but still there is yet to achieve a lot. As YouTube, as you can see, these are some examples they have given. Even the recently what they have did, 30% of this channels, videos which are fakely circulating information has been removed. What is the reason they have removed? Because mostly it is sexual in nature, it is not child friendly, It is completely misleading. You go into that, the trolls which are coming here and there. You see a lot of content which is not to be watched by the children. So these types of contents are always circulating. So this way we are saying, in order to provide child safety, in order to reduce violence. Okay, so they are trying to stop all these things. That YouTube is also doing, Meta is doing, WhatsApp is doing, but still lot of things are prevalent. Okay, and also the next thing is that, as I talked about, the lack of choices to the people. There is no open internet to the people. Only one people is gaining access to the market, and the limited access to the market is provided only to the tech giants. Okay, so that type of partiality, the startups are not having much access to the these internets. Okay, so this way we can see that these are some examples for that. Okay, so these are some of the issues only. So far, we have discussed a lot of issues, ethical problems, and some examples for the problems also I have provided in this manner. So next, we can go to the solution, how we can rectify this. And before entering into the solutions, see this is a comparison between 2000 and 2022 as the first act which governed the digital world in India was formulated long back in 2000 only, IT Act. That's why we have compared in this manner. Previously, this was the case, but now, around 2000, only 5 million people, or 5 to 6 million people, we can say, they try to access the internet. But now it is not like that. Around 850 million people are getting access to the internet. So we are becoming the world's digitally connected, the largest digitally connected democracy, we can say. Even there are multiple intermediaries. That in previous cases it is not like that, but now we have multiple types of intermediaries. For gaming, we have an intermediary. For film like OTT, we are having a different intermediary. Same way we are having for even the e-commerce, we are having intermediary, right? So that's how this has become a space for criminals. It has become a place for the criminals, and all type of illegal activities are taking place, even at the backside also in the form of dark web I have shown you. And new forms, new different types of harms are originating every day. So cyberspace is not secure at all. It is threatened. Cyber security is not ensured to the people. And as these are some of the examples we can see. Even the spreading of misinformation. This is the problem now. So as we said, there are a lot of rules which has been already in circulation, and the body which is also taking and trying to govern the misuse of information through or spreading of misleading information in the internet. We do have certain like bodies are taking care of that, but even then, now we are trying that. We are thinking that we have to bring a act which addresses all these ethical problems. Okay, because around 2000 only the first act, IT Act was introduced. That is 22 years earlier. And as you can see, this now I compared and showed you the internet today, the internet usage today, or internet world today is circulating in this way, in this manner. So as more people enters inside, more criminal activities is taking place. And as like more usage is happening, at the same time, more criminal activities are also taking place. So these are some of the problems we have already discussed several times. So now we will go into the objectives of the global cyber laws and how Indian cyber laws is happening. Okay, so these are the objective, mainly the objective to address the ethical problems in the cyber world. As you can see, that they're saying if the cyber world has to be open, safe, trusted, and accountable. So these are the ethical principles which has to be carried by the cyber world, the digital platforms. Okay, so as of that, we cannot simply stop the growth of the digital platforms, because now we are trying to bring the digital, more into every sections of our life, like every forms, every categories we are trying to bring it, apart from only keeping that in the service sectors like market accessibility. Okay, buying and selling, e-commerce platforms. Apart from that, we are trying to bring that in our every forms of life, starting from accessing the benefit transfers. So in that way, we are trying to take it in every sections of our life. So here, if you see this, these are some of the digital, ethical principles to be followed. Like you have to be, it has to be open, it has to be safe, and it has to be in a trusted way to the people who are trying to access the internet. Now, apart from that, you can see you cannot simply stop the growth. Innovation has to take place. At the same time, security should be there along with the innovation. Okay. And you have to try to regulate the intermediaries who are giving the people the accessibility to the internet services. So that has to be there. And for that, we have to create a framework. Okay. We have to set up rules and regulations, and that has to be followed by those intermediaries. Even a framework for accelerating the digitalization of government. That only we were saying, the digitalization of government. And even the citizens' rights has to be protected, and awareness has to be created that what types of things can be provided to access a particular site, and what should not be provided. These types of awareness also should be generated. Okay. And that's why the risk and all about it should be done to the people. See, these are the goals. With this goal only, we brought this DIA, Digital India Act, we have proposed. So they said that the Digital India Act has to have an open internet. This only we said, no, this is one of the problem we have suggested, the digital world. So as you can see, the open internet means the internet which gives choices. Okay. There should be a competition. There should be online diversity. There should be a way to have fair market access. And there should be ease of doing business and ease of compliance for startups. So that's the main problem now. Everybody is trying to discuss that there is no fair trade happening inside the internet world. Only those tech giants are getting access to that market, and the others are not able to access it. Only their ads get pops. And even when a person, a common man, is visiting a site, he is trying to access certain details. He is trying to take certain details like related to, suppose I want to purchase some computers, some laptops, let us say. So what happens, like I just go and surf it, and when I'm trying to surf it, after I just avoid it, I just come out, I just take some information, and I'm not in a mood to purchase now. When I come to access certain other information in my internet, I'm opening other sites, other web pages. Here also that pop-ups appears. So what type of privacy we are having? But that means the search engines is keep on tracking me, is keep on spying me, and then trying to provide information to me and lure me to buy that. So continuously luring me. If I see that, oh, this dress is very beautiful, and then what happens? Next 1 or 2 days, that dress will be there whichever site you are accessing, it will come as an ad and a pop-up ad. So that's only they are saying why there is no fair trade which is happening. And even the innovations should be safeguarded. That's newly you are identifying different things like blockchains, IoTs. And so what happens to that? So the challenges of that has to be first addressed. Otherwise, what happens? It will result in a lot of threatening nature only. It is not a good thing, a good innovation. It will not end up as a good innovation, but it will end up as a threatening innovation to the people. Okay, even you can promote the digital governance, but at the same time, it has to be in the fair and friendly way. Okay, so this way we are trying to say that open internet will bring out with more choices and competition to the people. This is required in order to bring proper governance in the country. And then we are talking about the online safety. This is also another ethical problem we have discussed, So what about the online safety and the trust? How will we increase? So this DIA Act, what it is going to provide, as you can see, how it is going to increase the trust. So adjudicating the user's harm. Main thing is that is insisted inside this DIA. That is like for all these types of threats like cyber flashing, the dark webs, okay, and even the defamations, all these has to be addressed. And again, age gating should be there. Okay, so this, as you can see that, because to protect the minors' data, minor safety, privacy of the children on the social media. Nowadays, child only are there connected with the internet all the time. Not even the adults. As no, is not like that, but children nowadays, they are getting access to the mobile phones and laptops very easily. So they said that you have to have age gating. Okay, even when they are trying to play a game, there only ads are popping up nowadays. So that mandatory do not track has to be there. Requirement should be there in order to avoid all these things. Okay, so that application should not track you. And even the digital users' rights has to be ensured, like rights to be secured, rights to secured electronics means right to redress. Suppose some problem has arisen, you should have some adjudicating authority to solve these problems. All this has to be there. Even discrimination, rights against discriminations. Okay, so digital users also should have some rights, because here, as of now, only the providers are having all the rights and they get access to everything when they're trying to provide you information. But now digital users also should have some rights. So we are insisting that. So then, even the discretionary moderation of fake newses by the social media platforms should be checked. Okay. So, and you have to ensure whether the constitutional rights, that right to freedom of speech and expression, has been taken care of, right? So then, definition regulation of high risk AI systems. So you should have proper testing frameworks, okay, to examine the new innovative models which you are bringing outside. So in that way, we are trying to reduce the threat which it is posing to the people, to the citizens. Okay, and then you can see even the privacy invasive diseases such as the spy cameras, glasses, even wearable techs. Now a lot of news are appearing. No, it should be regulated before it enters into the market. There should be mandatory KYC requirements. For what purpose you are purchasing this? Unnecessarily, you cannot go and spy a person. You cannot stalk a person without their permission. So, for what purpose you are taking all these things? That type of KYC has to be very tight. Norms should be there in order to fulfill the KYC requirements. Even the secure cyberspace, we are trying to bring a secure cyberspace only. So, even we have the empowering agencies like CERTIN and all is there, but still you have to tighten the measures by bringing the penalty frameworks for non-compliance to those things. So this way, even data securities related rules has to be formulated. From whom the data has to be collected, how it has to be stored, how it has to be dissipated. This way you have to be very clear, right? Then, so these I said, so these are trying to bring the online safety as well as the trust. It will increase the trust of the people on the digital platform. Even the accountability and quality of services also has been ensured here. Okay, so and adjudicatory mechanism. If something has happened, then who is responsible for adjudicating all these problems which is taking place? Okay, then new technologies which should be there, but it should be properly done with proper testings, with proper. It should properly ensure or comply with the frameworks which has been already there. Okay, so this is talking about the adjudicating mechanisms only. Not only for the civil criminal offenses, but for the cyber offense. Because nowadays cyber offenses only keep on increasing. Phishing activity, all these activities are keep on increasing. Stealing the money without your own knowledge itself. So that's why they are saying that should be a proper adjudicating mechanisms. Okay. So immediately you have to resolve the cyber disputes. But first of all, the normal police people doesn't understand what is happening at all. So the cyber cell has to be strengthened. Okay. Then see this. The accountability, then altogether this DIA is trying to ensure accountable internet. Okay, so that sorry. So what it is saying, that what is accountable internet? As you can see, the accountability, because we now what problem we are discussing. We are talking about the irresponsibility of the the providers, the internet providers, the service providers, the intermediaries. This only we are discussing. So how we are going to increase this accountability? Okay, so this is ensured through this DIA, and adjudicatory and appellate mechanisms has been increased for accountable and responsive digital operators. Even the intermediary frameworks has been created. Okay, so algorithmic transparency and periodic risk assessments by digital entities has to take place. They have to do it. So it's made as mandatory and all. This way we are bringing in new measures in order to address these ethical problems we are facing in the digital world. Even the disclosure norms, see, for data collected by data intermediaries, collecting data and then how to dissipate those data. Okay, so these things has been addressed here, and much more are there. So limitedly you can know, because here we are not going to write about the Digital India Act 2023. So be clear. if they are asking that the already several times, almost 2 times, 3 times, the question has been repeated, the challenges faced by the digital platforms. Okay, what are the ethical challenges we are facing in the digital platform? This way, a question has been asked. Even after the COVID, they have asked a question. Nowadays, everything is getting transformed to tele mode. Even telemedicine, starting from telemedicine to education, everything is going in the digital world only. So even we are talking about digital agriculture also, then we have to be very much ensured that what we are doing to safeguard increase the safety and trust of the people on the digital platform. Okay, so this way we have to be very much careful, and for that only we have connected this DAA. So if they are asking a question, you can say that this act has been proposed. If it is not formulated, you can say this act has been proposed and it's in the draft stage, and it will try to bring, or it will try to ensure the openness, transparency, even the safety and trust of the users on the internet. Okay, so this way we can connect and we can give some points which we have discussed. That's why I have not went very deeply. I have discussed only the ethical problems all here already existing, and the what DAA is going to do to your ethical issues related to digital platforms. What are the ways we are going to improve it? Okay, although this also has a lot of limitations, but it's going to give some benefit to us compared to the IT Act, which was formulated around 2000. So this way we can conclude that what are the ethical problems as well as the solution to the ethical problem in the form of DAA. Okay, only in the form of DAA I have mentioned. You can also bring out with a lot of other solutions also. You can add up in a paper that what are the other ways we can improve this, the challenges we are facing in the digital world. Okay, so yes, fine. Thank you. So we'll meet again with some other topic. Thank you all.